Release control art restriction 0.
時間の彼方に追いやるつもりか。
And what I also find so fascinating about the whole I'm not like the other girls phenomenon is that it is a phenomenon which has only affected women. You rarely see men dragging other men down for having stereotypically masculine interests unless it's the whole incel Chad meme, but incels are a very small group of men, you know. I'm not like the other girls and internalized misogyny has affected so many women. So
okay, just ignoring the blatant victimhood pitch right there, guys. Incels are not a small amount of men. There are a lot of men who have either no idea or just cannot be bothered, to be honest, engaging with women in 2021. Okay, now there are a lot of reasons for that. One that I'd quickly like to point out is the extent to which society is lying to men, because men have been brainwashed with this idea that, you know, you get a house, you do all of these things, you get her roses, you treat her well, and at the end of the day, your soulmate's going to come along, you're going to find the one, and she's going to respect you. Now, we all know that that's not the case over here, but that's just what society is doing to men at the moment. But guys, it is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video, and today we have some announcements to make, a new format to the show that we will be expanding upon. So I'm just going to crack into those. I will try and keep the announcements short so we can get back into the video, but I do have a few important things to say. First of all, earlier today at this point, we received our first strike on the channel. Now, it's no big deal, to be honest. I've reached out to the person who did it and asked them to remove the strike. And I have also invited them onto the channel if they'd like to have like an interview discussion, get some other opinions on the channel for us to, for you guys to view. Whether or not they accept is a different story. They probably won't, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I can just appeal the strike anyway because it should come under fair use of their content. The other thing, guys, is I have set up a website for the channel. It is called fiendgang.com, guys. Head on over there. There's a section on there where you can enter your email, and basically what this will do is this will let us stay in touch even if YouTube decides to cancel the show. It'll allow me to notify you guys of where we move, because YouTube, as you guys know, it's not really a stable place to be. I'm fully expecting to get cancelled at some point, which is totally fine. But if you guys head on over there, it's got a few ways that we can stay in touch. The other thing as well is I put exclusive content over there, so it'll function the same way as Patreon. So if you're a Patreon supporter, don't go and sign up to the website. They do essentially the same thing. They've got the same content, so don't worry about it, guys. You're not missing out on content if you support on one or the other. And please don't support on both, guys, unless you really want to support the channel, because again, they do essentially the same thing. Last announcement, I believe, is this art is done by a guy in my Discord. Hang on, what is his name? I always forget. His name is the Gecko Ninja. So shout out to him. He is credited in the video description, guys. There's also a frequently asked questions at the bottom of the description. So for you guys who constantly ask about music, that is there as well. I don't think there's any other announcements. Oh yeah, some new art and scenes will be coming along for the show, and I'll also be trying to get a hold of some emotes and cool things for YouTube chat if we ever do live streams, and also for in the Discord chat, so be looking forward to that. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump back into the video. Announcements are over, and let's see what she has to say.
So the way I'm going to structure this video is I'm almost going to create a little timeline. So I'm going to start with 2010, and I know internalized misogyny existed way before 2010, but I'm mostly talking about internalized misogyny in relation to social media. So I'm going to go through this timeline from 2010 and all these different versions of internalized misogyny and sort of try and explain why they existed at that time. And also I'm very keen to cover this topic because I, like many girls, have had personal experiences with the I'm not like the other girls. When I was younger, I was very much a big tomboy, so I was very adamant on setting myself apart from girly girls, and then obviously now, blonde hair, lots of makeup, fake tan, nails, like the lot. So now you would consider me like the other girls. And my physical appearance is actually something that I do get judged for.
Okay, we're going to pause before she goes into the next segment there. But guys, if you don't really understand what she's talking about, what she's talking about here is essentially it's the girl version of simp shaming. So you guys know how when let's just say a guy gives his commitment too easily to a girl, a lot of us will choose to shame him. We'll call him a simp or a cuck, and the reason for that is because it's really bad for the dating market. So let me give you guys an example. Let's just say a girl is making content of herself and posting it for subscription fees, if you get what I'm saying. Let's just say she does that, and then 2,000 guys go and sign up to see those pictures. What happens is that girl gets a level of entitlement that is so you can't deal with it. You see what I mean? Because one, she's always going to treat her partner like trash, so she's probably going to move on to the next guy, if he can't hold her attention at all. And two, it just makes dating so difficult. You can see this exact same thing in dating apps, guys, where girls get all of this attention and guys get no attention at all. So the girls are walking around feeling very, very entitled, and it just makes dating impossible. So for that reason, a lot of us guys will choose to simp shame. Right? It's not becoming of men to simp, okay? But the girl version of this, so let's just jump back into the video. The girl version of this is they call it pick-me culture, right? Where if a girl does anything for a man, if she tries to compete or stand out for a man, other girls don't like it. You see that? Like it's their own version of doing that, because we as men, we're told that girls don't compete with each other. Guys, girls compete with each other for men. In fact, they prefer it. If they have a choice between choosing a man who they have to compete for to get and choosing a man that there's no competition for, they're going to choose the first one every single time.
Mostly when I started making political focused videos on YouTube. And this sounds like I'm complaining about fitting into modern beauty standards. I'm not, alright, I'm very happy with how I look. You know, when people say, oh, I'm not going to listen to the political opinions of a beautician, I'm really not phased. But I just find it kind of interesting that I do get kind of judged based on my girly appearance.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That's always going to happen no matter what. Right, like people, if you put your voice on the internet, now I know this is pretty unfair for me to say because I don't put my face, right? I have this this avatar, so perhaps this is a bit unfair for me to say, but I will say if you're putting your opinion on the internet, be prepared for it to be judged, right? Like that's the point. People are supposed to come to your channel. They're supposed to make their own decisions about what you say. And they're going to use everything available to them to make that decision. So, for instance, this desk, for example, like let me just pull this up real quick. This desk, if my character will, yeah, there we go. A lot of people won't like it. They'll look at it, they'll hate it, and they'll think, "Wow, man, this is really stupid." Like a cartoon, seriously? Like you're talking about dating with a cartoon. And you know what? The people who come here who have that opinion, they're entitled to have that opinion, right? Like, I talk to you guys about the emails. I get a lot of emails from you guys, and you will tell me about your life situations and your relationships and stuff like that. And a lot of it can be really positive. A lot of it is like really hard because you guys have been through a lot of situations that aren't pleasant to say the least. But I do get a lot of hate mail in with that, right? Like people just have it, like they just don't like me for one reason or another, and that's just going to happen when you talk on the internet, no matter what. Right, like it doesn't matter if you're the best looking person. It doesn't matter if you're the worst looking person. People are not going to like your style or whatever it is about you. So, I don't know, man.
Versus the content that I create. People don't think that the two really fit together. Also, some of you guys may not even know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about internalized misogyny, pick me girls, I'm not like the other girls. So I'm gonna read a few definitions to get the ball rolling here. So first definition, we have internalized misogyny, when women subconsciously project sexist ideas onto other women and even onto themselves. For the definition of I'm not like the other girls, of course I had to go onto my favourite website ever, Urban Dictionary. It's been a while since I've been on there. And it's defined as a girl who does one or more of the following things and says she's different because of this.
Yeah, you see how girls have a problem with other girls setting themselves as different or making themselves stand out in the dating market, right? It's kind of like a crabs in a bucket type situation, but basically, like they wanna win the competition. See, we as guys, we're told that girls aren't in competition with each other. They absolutely are, right? That like, guys, the beauty industry is so large, it is not even funny, man. Like you can take away you can take away a girl's entire income. She will still find a way to have makeup when she goes out. Like, and that's just facts. You take away a girl's income, oh, she's gonna get that makeup palette somehow. You know what I mean? Especially if she has to go out and like the guy she's like interested in or something is there. You can be damn sure she's gonna take out a loan to get that if she can.
That list being enjoys eating, watches Netflix, doesn't go to parties, plays video games, likes reading, especially Billie Eilish up and/or only wears makeup for themselves. The list goes on. And then pick me girls, referring to internalized misogyny but with the intention to impress men, may refer to themselves as one of the guys/boys, doesn't like hanging out with girls because they're too much drama.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing, right? Here's the part of this sentence that really matters to the girls who talk about it. This part right here, if you guys can see on the screen. The intention to impress men, right? Because we as okay, for example, we as guys, if you understand this sort of stuff, if you see a guy trying to impress a girl, you just look at him and you're like, man, like, what are you even doing? We're not around here to impress girls. We're not around here to give them validation. We're not around here to give them free food and then get a peck on the cheek at the end of the 4th date, guys. That is not what we do over here. Okay? That's just in 2021, that is just not what we're doing. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave today's video there. Bit of a rough one, still getting used to the new setup. I hope the announcements were nice and clear. I will do a shout out here, guys. Shout out to the Patreon guys. Thank you for supporting over there. And if you guys would like to support over there, you get access to exclusive videos. I'll try and record a video for there right after this one, so there'll probably be an upload over there too. But I just want to say a huge thank you to the supporters over there. And if you're interested in supporting, be sure to go and check that out. But I think that's it for today's episode, guys. Make sure you leave your comments, your opinions, your experiences. Share with each other in the comments. And subscribe if you're new and if you're enjoying the videos. But otherwise, guys, I will see you boys in the next one. Peace. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. I just want to say a quick thank you if you made it to the end of the show. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to check out our website, fiendgang.com. It's a great way to stay in touch with the channel, guys. You can see what's going on, you can access our Discord, and it's a great way to support the channel. You can find exclusive content in there, and don't worry, it is shared across with the Patreon, so if you're a Patreon supporter, you're not missing out on any extra videos and vice versa. But it's a great way to stay in touch with me, guys, because as we all know, YouTube is not a fan of free thinking on their platform. So be sure to be checking out that website. If you'd like to support, feel free to do that. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves, put yourselves first, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.